Before you launch your website, there are a few things that you need to keep in mind. In order for you to have a successful website, these things are going to help you. Now, I want to let you know that there are a few things that you can do, but I'm not going to list every single thing that you need to do. But I just want to give you just a few to kind of guide you along this path for launching your site. And one of the first things that you want to do is to make sure that you choose the right hosting company. You're going to need to host your website somewhere. And the success or failure of your website is going to be based on the company that you host your site with. Now, in the next lesson, I'm going to give you different options for where to host your website. So we're going to talk about web hosting. Where should you host your website? And then next, we're going to talk about finalizing your site or making sure that it's ready for users to start coming. So we're going to do some last minute cleanups and some last minute checkups to get everything ready. And then we're also going to check for broken links. There's nothing more frustrating to a user than a broken link. I'm sure that you've seen links sometimes for some website with some very valuable information that when you get to that page, the link is not there. It's not working. So you want to make sure that you check your links and you want to fix any broken links or error pages or set up a 404 page for that. And then next, you want to test and retest and retest and test and retest and retest and test. That's not a loop you're listening to. I want you to retest and test and retest. I cannot overemphasize that at all. You want to make sure that your ordering process is seamless and it works very easy. I've been to websites where you're trying to order something and it's so problematic because the developers or the creators of that site did a very lousy job, testing to make sure that things work. So one thing that I have learned as a designer and instructor and working with Joomla for so many years is that you want to test the process. Make sure that the ordering works. Make sure that users are able to create their products or add products easily. And you can do this by just creating accounts, different accounts, which, we'll look at that later. And then you also want to make sure that you're promoting your site. Once your new site is up, you need people to come to it. There's a popular saying that, when you build it or if you build it, they will come. Well, it doesn't work that way with websites. If you build it, they won't just come. So you have to compel people to come to your site. And we'll talk about that. And I'll give you some information for ways that you can compel people to be part of your website. And then next, you want to choose a competitive commission rate. In other words, since this is a buy and sell website where users get a certain commission off the sales that they generate from their products, you want to choose the commission rate right. You don't want to choose something that is going to be, too high. For example, you don't want to pay people just 2% of all the profit that they generate. So someone sells their product, for $10, for example, and all they're getting is $2. You don't want to do that because if you do that, then you're going to lose a lot of vendors. They won't want to be part of your website at all, and they're going to start spreading to other people, leaving bad reviews. So you want to make sure that you set your commission rate, as something that you think is reasonable. Reasonable for different people, means different things. For some people, they want to get 10% commission. Other people want to get 25% commission. So I think that's something that you would have to decide which one to get. But one thing that I would say is if you're unsure what to do, then you can test different points, and we'll talk about that later. And then also, you want to make sure that you keep your vendors, your customers, keep them happy by providing excellent support. This too is going to be a key to the success of your website. You want to provide excellent support to your customers and your vendors. And we are going to install a forum. A forum is a great way for you to provide automated support. So every time someone, needs support, you get an email saying that they submitted, a question about this or whatever it is. And you can create something for your vendors and for the customers, as well. And then finally, we want to take a look at, analyzing, listen, and make improvements. What does that mean? That means that you have to analyze your site. So once you've launched a site, you want to take some time to analyze your site. What does that mean? You want to make sure that looking at it from a customer's perspective, Look at your site from a non-coding perspective. In other words, if you're a customer and you came on your site, are you happy with how easy things are to find? And listen and also make some improvements. I'll talk about that a little bit, later on. But these are just some key things that you need to pay attention to. And we're going to get into some details, next.